So let's create a video campaign. There's two kinds of video campaigns, and both share one thing in common. They are designed to get people to either record a video in real time on their phone or upload a file that they recorded earlier. So the way these videos work is you can either set the campaign up as a contest and have a gallery page where everybody can watch these submitted videos and vote on them, and the person who gets the most votes wins. Or you can have it just be a gallery with no voting functionality. People can still click the little heart and like them and show their appreciation for them. They can share them. But the main purpose of those types of campaigns is either video testimonials, or maybe it's something like, picture an outdoor outfitter like REI. They might have a video gallery that says, hey, take a video of your next escapade out there in the wilderness and share it with our community of like-minded enthusiasts. So that is kind of galvanizing this community of outdoor enthusiasts around their branded gallery. And it's a really, really effective marketing technique. I'm going to show you how to make a contest. And if you don't plan to do a contest, if you really just want like a video testimonial or / gallery kind of a campaign, the process is exactly the same. The only difference when you choose a gallery over a contest is that it's going to leave out all the parts about how do you want them to vote, when do you want the voting to end, and all of that stuff. So the process is the same. Let's go through the toughest one. That way you're ready for anything when it's time to generate some user-generated content, namely video content. If you're looking to do photo contests or galleries, there's a whole separate tutorial on that. So here's how we do it. We're going to go into the campaigns tab on the left side, and you should be presented with the whole field of options here. There's a ton of different templates to choose from, but we want to filter this down, and we want the functionality of this to be video contest. So don't get too bogged down on the appearance. We mainly want to find a video contest template, because this will have all the functionality we need. And we can always import the look and feel of a different one. In fact, I think I'll probably do that just so you guys can see how to do it. So we only have one template right now for video contests. So I'm going to choose this template. You can always preview it if you wish, but I'm just going to jump right to it. First thing I like to do is I'll name it. So I don't want it to be a funny as kids. Mother's Day is right around the corner, so I'm going to call this a Mother's Day video contest. And display posts really has to be checked on these, because that's the screen that is going to display all of those videos and allow people to vote on them. Collect entries. So we definitely want to collect entries. This is what is going to allow people to submit their videos. If you uncheck this, once the contest is over, that gives people just the gallery. Like, it will remove the button that says, hey, submit your own video, and just it will display a gallery and let people, click the heart, the like button next to it, and share it and things like that. So, but that's optional. You can leave collect entries checked forever if you'd like, and the gallery will remain there forever. So maximum video recording time, we tend to leave this at 30 seconds, but if you have a specific requirement, you can actually change this to more or less. And this is mainly going to be a guideline to them. We're not going to automatically reject a video if it's longer than 30 seconds, but you do want it to inform them of how long you want it to be. You can also build this into your rules to make sure people don't go over that if that really is a strict rule. And speaking of rules, just check the box here. If this is a contest, you would certainly want to use rules. We have a sample rules template ready to go that you could download and update. Just do like a find and replace in Google Docs, and it will replace the placeholder we have for the company name with your company name, and have your attorney review it and make any changes that you need for your particular contest, for things like, what prize are you going to give away, and what the dates of the contest are the main things that you need to change. So right now it just says rules. That's not too great. I'm going to call this contest rules. And when they click that, I can have this link to our website, to a special page that I put together that has our rules on it. But I prefer to use this paste your rules. And the reason I do this, insert rules here. The reason I like to paste the rules is this keeps them on the contest page. And when they click the link, it just does a pop up right there in the middle and shows them the rules. They can scroll through it if they want, but it doesn't take them off the contest. And I really don't want to take people away from the contest once they're already engaging with it. So I prefer this one. And one tip here is you can use ChatGPT if you don't like our sample rules. It does a pretty good job. Just be sure to have it reviewed by an attorney at least. They shouldn't charge you too much to look it over. The submission form, you can ask custom questions if you want in custom form fields. We have a pretty nice default form already. If you already have a custom one that you've created, you can select it here. Or you can create a whole new one. I've got a separate tutorial on creating custom submission forms that you'll want to check out. List integration. Adding integrations, again, there's another tutorial on how to add integrations, but this is basically if you want to add like your MailChimp list. You can make it so when people submit their entry to your campaign, it automatically pushes that contact information directly into your existing email service provider. Email notifications are already created for you. That's what's great about our templates is everything is created that you need. You're just making tweaks to make it work for your brand and your particular contest. So you'd probably want to go and edit this. We have a separate tutorial on how to edit email notifications and create new email notifications. By default, the appropriate one will be selected, but if you want to select a different one that maybe you've made a custom one already, you can go and select that different one if you'd like. Contest options. Okay, so the start date is generally set for immediately, but if you don't want people to be able to submit their photos or their videos until a week from now, for example, then you could uncheck this and select a specific date in the future. You just need to kind of work with your marketing team and figure it out together, like how you want this to work, because the dates are really important with these. You'll definitely want to make sure you have a marketing plan in place to communicate the contest at each one of its stages. So speaking of each one of its stages, the end date is where things get a little more interesting. There's two ways of doing this. You can have just a single contest period, and this is the one I prefer. So the way this one works is, let's say somebody submits a video and they share it to their entire social media following. They can tell people, hey, go vote for mine and win. And when people click through, they'll be able to go and vote for it because submissions and votes are all happening during the same contest period. That's why I like this one. With the second one, the way it works is there's two separate deadlines. The first deadline is for submitting your video, and you can't even vote on the video until every single one has submitted their entry, and then it's hit that date, and then from that point on, you can't submit any new entries. All you can do is vote. So it kind of separates those voting periods from the entry periods. It's totally up to you what you prefer. That scenario I mentioned earlier is the only reason I like the one contest period better, is because when they submit it and they share it, if you have this enabled, what's going to happen with the two contest periods is it's going to say, you know what, it's not quite time to vote yet. Enter your email address and we will send you an email when it is time to vote. So that's just a little bit of a hiccup in the system. Now, we will send them an email and notify them, but there's no guarantee that they're going to click through and vote because they might have forgotten what it was even about by that time. All right, I'm going to go with the one contest period, and just note that you can choose a custom notification or use our default one. 5 days before, we're going to send a last chance to share reminder email to the entrant. So let's say it's a 1 month contest. For this last chance to share, I'm probably going to want like 5 days before voting ends to send the entrant, the participant, an email saying, hey, this is your last chance to drum up those votes. Why don't you go do another social share and another email to your friends and family asking them to go vote for you so you can just secure that win. Voting frequency, you can have it so they can, like their friends and family can only vote once for the entire duration of the campaign. Or you can actually make it so they can vote every couple days and then it resets. They can vote once a week. You just have to decide. Even every day, if you want, to have like a daily automated email that goes out on your end using your email service provider like MailChimp, you could set it up so it goes out every day saying, hey, it's time to vote again for my entry. That way they're just getting more people going to your campaign page, more engagement, more activity, and a lot more social sharing. So you'll need to think this one through. Duplicate vote blocking, we have many security measures in place, and standard usually works fine. Only choose strict if you've had a history of really bad fraud in your campaigns, and this will literally block out the entire IP address. So it'll take out an entire building of votes. So if one person in that building votes, it will block out everybody else in that entire building. So it's really strict. I don't recommend it. The vote counter, okay, there's a couple of choices here. You can display vote counts for all entries from minute 1. You can hide votes forever. That's the second one. And the third one is my favorite. This one's clever. It waits until the voting ends, okay, and that entire time it's showing the number of votes, but then once the voting ends, it hides the vote counts. That creates anticipation because people don't know who won. And that allows you time to tally up the votes and create that anticipation so everyone's looking out for that email and that social post where you notify everybody that there is a winner. Once you're done with this, we're going to click continue. So this is the design of this particular campaign. Just keep in mind that you're not stuck with this. You can just click in here and make any changes you want. So if I wanted to, I could say, Mother's Day right here and just type over this and maybe add my logo. But instead of doing that, I've already created a Mother's Day campaign. So I'm going to import a design from campaign. I'm going to import literally all of the elements from that other campaign by leaving these all checked. And now I'm going to select the Mother's Day photo contest and import. Confirm this to proceed because it will overwrite everything you've done. And now that I've imported this, all I have to do is say, instead of photo, I'll call it video. Now, all of the functionality of the video contest is intact. All it did was bring in the new look and feel. Now I've got this cool little animated, illustrated Mother's Day graphic, and it's all ready to go. Let's see, entry screen. So you could switch between different screens and edit each screen separately. So this is the one where they would enter, either upload a file or they can record it from their phone. We make it really easy for them to enter, and it looks great on a mobile device. And if they're on their mobile phone, they just hit record and it records perfectly, submits the video, captures their data, and is sent for you for approval. The thank you screen, you probably want to give this a once over. This is the sharing utility we give them. And once again, you just click in here and make any changes you want to make it right for your particular brand. I have an entire video on the design editor. So all of this information over here, I encourage you to go watch the design editor video if you are wanting to make dramatic changes to this. Next step is the social share step. We definitely want to allow users to share because that's the whole point of these contests. There's a ton of sharing that goes on. We've had referred visits in the tens of thousands, even for companies with almost no social following at all. So these can really blow up if you have the right prize and you're kind of galvanizing this thing around a concept that is really hot in the minds of your target audience at the time that you're running the contest. So the link to share, generally, you would want to leave this as campaign microsite. And what this means is when we run this campaign, it's going to be hosted on our server, and we create a microsite for the entire campaign. It's got all the interactivity. It's got all of the screens that they need to display the gallery and everything else, and it is hosted with us. This way, we're not messing with your website, with your blog. Everything is separate. It is guaranteed to be mobile responsive, so it looks great on every single device, because nothing is interfering with it. However, some clients really want to put this on their own website. You can do that when you get to the next step, which is the save and deploy step. There is the option to embed it using something called an iframe. If you do that, you would certainly want to use website and then enter the link that takes them to the page on your website that has this contest embedded. Otherwise, when your entrants share the link to go vote for theirs, it's not going to take them to the right place. The people won't be able to go and vote because they won't be able to find the video. So anyway, either put that on your website, or put your website link in here where the embedded campaign is, or choose campaign microsite, which I dramatically prefer. You've got a few options down here. You can also create a default comment. So check out my video, or this would probably be better. Something like check out and vote for my video, and you can get a lot more creative than that. Put something in there about what this is about. Like for example, if this was a Mother's Day contest where you're asking people to, share a video on what they love about their mother, there's just a lot of emotion in there, and it's just wonderful. So they're probably going to want something that's a little less concise. Vote for my Mother's Day contest video. My mom is definitely the best. Excuse me. Now, when they submit their video and it prompts them to share, it's already going to have this written out in the share utility. It makes it easier for them because now they can just share what you wrote, or they can make it their own by making some small edits. You can also add a coupon or a white paper link to the social share. So they will be able to check a box and add a coupon to your store. That way, you're not just sharing links to their photo entry or their video entry. It's also going to actually generate leads and sales for you. You can override the account moderation. Generally speaking, all accounts come by default. It's going to moderate every entry. You're not just going to put a video out there on the sales page and push it out to your social feeds without looking at it first, I would hope. So the default is it's going to send an email to whoever you have set to be your moderator for your contests. And that person will get the email. It'll include the video that they can watch and then click approve. Once they approve it, then it gets shared to any social networks you include, which is the very next thing. You can check this box. This is really powerful, okay? As people are submitting and as you are approving, once you approve, it's going to push the video entry out into all of your social accounts. So you can actually put it out to your Facebook page. You could put it out to your Twitter, put it out to your Instagram, and it will actually append a message to it. So you might, because it's a video, you might want to just have the first name. So I'm going to take this parameter out. But if you use this parameter, it's going to take whatever the first name was in the campaign form submission. If they said their name was Jane Doe, it's going to say Jane just submitted this to our Funniest Kids video contest campaign. And in our case, I'm going to change this to our Mother's Day video contest campaign. So now, like throughout the day, as we're approving these, without lifting a finger, it's pushing these out to our social feeds, and we're going to have videos playing in our news feeds with all these super fun videos that are going to be driving more people to our contest, just having people more excited about our brand, because it just looks like there's so much interest in our community that we've built around our brand. Once you're done with this, you're going to click continue, and you are all finished, my friends. So what's going to happen is it's going to generate a microsite link for you. You can just click copy, and you can email this to everybody in your database when it's time to launch the contest. You can also create a QR code if you're a restaurant and you want to put a little sign on the table with the QR code. You can shorten this link if you wish. And here are the widgets down below. Like I remember I mentioned this iframe. We actually create all the code for you, so you don't even need a developer. And just grab that iframe if you want to embed this on a page on your website. But you can also create a sticky tab, which is like a little tab over here that might say something like Mother's Day contest for your website and your blog. And you can also create things like pop-ups where if they try to leave your website or blog, it'll pop up and say, hey, check out our Mother's Day contest. I hope you guys are super successful with this. And if you have any questions, please reach out.